Hi, welcome to Story Time. I'm Miss Mary Jo from the Massanutten Regional Library, and I've got some more tails and tales today. We'll see what kind of animal tail we find, and tales, T-A-L-E-S, like stories. So I have two stories, and they both have alligators in them. The first one is called Snip Snap, What's That? And it's written by Mara Bergman, and the illustrations are by Nick Mayland. You see those footprints going along the street? Let's see where they go. Oh my goodness, the door is open. Oh, I see what looks like an alligator tail heading up the stairs. When the alligator came creeping, creeping, creeping up the stairs, were the children scared? You bet they were. Marissa tried to close the door. Ava tried and tried some more. And Jonathan didn't try at all. He just cried and cried and cried. And then he hid. Can you find him? The alligator's mouth was wide. Its teeth were long. Its jaws were strong. The children watched as it began to bite the edges of the door. Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap, snip. Were the children scared? You bet they were. The alligator slithered, slithered, slithered down the hall and slipped into the living room. It swished and swooshed its tremendous tail, which was shiny and spiked and full of scales. Were the children scared? You bet they were. You see him hiding under the piano? The alligator's tongue was flicking. The alligator's feet were kicking. Then the alligator's mouth opened up very wide. Creak, 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 as if to invite the children inside. Were the children scared? You bet they were. The alligator's eyes were flashing, the alligator's teeth were gnashing as tables and chairs and the piano went crashing. And after the sofa and curtains were ripped, the alligator licked its lips. Were the children scared? Help me say it. You bet they were. And then, what did the alligator do? Did it say to the children, "I'm going to eat you"? Well, not exactly, but it came closer and closer and closer until, what do you think is going to happen? Until the children decided they'd had enough of all this scary alligator stuff. They plucked up their courage and gave a great shout. "Alligator, you get out!" Can you shout that? Shout as loud as you can. "Alligator, you get out!" And was the alligator scared? You bet it was. Look at that. There he goes. Thump, bump, bump, thump. The alligator went stumbling, tumbling, grumbling, swoosh, all the way home. Snip, snap, the end. They were very brave, weren't they? And they told that alligator to get out, and off he went. So that was Snip, Snap, What's That? All right, we have another story with an alligator in it. This one is called An Extraordinary Egg, and it's written by Leo Leone. On Pebble Island, there lived 3 frogs, Marilyn, August, and one who was always somewhere else. That one's name was Jessica. Jessica was full of wonder. She would go on long walks way to the other side of Pebble Island and return at the end of the day shouting, "Look what I found!" And even if it was nothing but an ordinary little pebble, she would say, "Isn't it extraordinary?" But Marilyn and August were never impressed. One day, in a mound of stones, she found one that stood out from all the others. It was perfect, white like the snow and round like the full moon on a midsummer night. Even though it was almost as big as she was, Jessica decided to bring it home. I wonder what Marilyn and August will say when they see this, she thought as she rolled the beautiful stone to the small inlet where the three of them lived. "Look what I found," she shouted triumphantly, "a huge pebble." This time, Marilyn and August were truly astonished. "That is not a pebble," said Marilyn, who knew everything about everything. "It's an egg, a chicken egg." "A chicken egg? How do you know it's a chicken egg?" asked Jessica, who had never even heard of chickens. Marilyn smiled. "There are some things you just know." A few days later, the frogs heard a strange noise coming from the egg. They watched in amazement as the egg cracked and out crawled a long, scaly creature that walked on 4 legs. "See," exclaimed Marilyn, "I was right. It is a chicken." "A chicken!" they all shouted. The chicken took a deep breath, grunted, gave each of the astonished frogs a look, and said in a small, raspy voice, "Where's the water?" "Straight ahead," the frogs cried out excitedly. The chicken threw herself into the water, and the frogs dove in after her. To their surprise, the chicken was a good swimmer, and fast too, and she showed them new ways to float and paddle. They had a wonderful time together and played from sun-up to sundown. And so it went for many days. Then one day, when Jessica was somewhere else, August and Marilyn saw a commotion in the water below them. Someone was in trouble. Quickly, the chicken dove into the dark pool. August and Marilyn were frightened. After a few long moments, the chicken reappeared carrying Jessica. "I'm all right," she called. "I got tangled in the weeds, but the chicken saved me." From that day on, Jessica and her rescuer were inseparable friends. Wherever Jessica went, the chicken went too. They traveled all over the island. They went to Jessica's secret thinking place and to the Great Pebble Monument. One day, they went to a place where Jessica had never been before. A red and blue bird flew down from a tree. "Oh, there you are," it exclaimed when it saw the chicken. "Your mother has been looking all over for you. Come, I'll take you to her." They followed the bird for a very long time. They walked and they walked. They walked under the warm sun and the cool moon, and then they came upon the most extraordinary creature they had ever seen. It was asleep. But when it heard the little chicken shout, "Mother!" it slowly opened one eye, smiled an enormous smile, and in a voice as gentle as the whispering grass said, "Come here, my sweet little alligator." And the little chicken climbed happily onto her mother's nose. "Now it's time for me to go," said Jessica. "I'll miss you very much, little chicken. Come visit us soon, and bring your mother, too." Jessica couldn't wait to tell Marilyn and August what had happened. As she neared the inlet, she shouted, "Guess what I found?" And she told them all about it. "And do you know what the mother chicken said to her baby?" Jessica asked. "She called her, 'My sweet little alligator.'" "Alligator," said Marilyn. "What a silly thing to say." And the 3 frogs couldn't stop laughing. And that's the end. Was it a chicken or an alligator? Hope you join me next time for more stories, more tales and tales. All right, thanks. See you next time. Bye.